topic is going to be self-diagnosis and why you want to avoid it. See, self-diagnosis is like when you think you have a health issue and you go all over the internet and you go like WebMD and like Ask.com and all that, and you put in your symptoms, and then all of a sudden like you have some terrible disease, and then your doctor laughs at you when you go. But sometimes you really do find things out, but there's a lot of misinformation, and sometimes you see what you want to see. And sometimes, like, your neighbor tells you something, and it's like, oh, yeah, those symptoms fit. So, as a behaviorist, one of the main things that my mom has people self-diagnose is separation anxiety. And it happens probably on average 3 sessions a week. My mom has someone call her, and they say that their dog has terrible separation anxiety, and can you please come out and help, and, that they just can't take it anymore, the dog's going to hurt themselves, or they're destroying the house, and things like that. And this is very, very common. And then when my mom gets there, it's not separation anxiety. So what usually happens is people either read about separation anxiety online, or their vet might mention it, not seeing how the dog actually acts when they're gone, or really not getting a full picture of it because they're examining the dog for another reason, usually when the topic comes up. And so they throw out separation anxiety because a lot of times it's common, but it's not as common as you would really think. And so people just decide that if when they walk out the door, if their dog cries or whines or barks, or if every once in a while they chew something up, that's separation anxiety. It's not always the case. Sometimes it is, but not all the time. So lots of times what ends up happening is when my mom goes out to meet a client for the first time, and then they see the devastation and destruction that the dog has wreaked on the household. Baseboards torn up, cabinets eaten, doors eaten through, and in some cases the dog getting hurt and getting stuck trying to get out of crates and things like that. Sometimes dogs actually spaz out. But it's not always true separation anxiety. See, what happens is sometimes owners don't realize what's going on with their dog, their true deep-seated emotions. If you have a really busy household, your house can be chaotic in the morning when you're getting ready to leave. If you've got kids going and husbands and wives and whoever's in your house trying to get out and get on with their day, getting everybody fed and getting lunches taken and making sure everybody has their books or whatever they need to take with them for the day, and running around and rushing for keys, and then rushing the dog outside, go potty, come on, hurry up, let's do it. And then, of course, the dog's getting shoved in a crate or, thrown a bone or whatever. And some owners get, over the top, and then they have all the fanfare. Oh, Rover, I'm going to miss you so much. You're my best baby. You be good. Mama loves you. Bye. And then they have to go find their keys. That kind of thing is a lot of stress to a dog. I mean, picture it. You're sound asleep, all nice and slumbery for 6 to 7 hours, and you're all nice and cozy, and then all of a sudden alarms start going off and people start making noise, and everybody's running in every direction, and then you're throwing some food in a bowl, and you check for your water, and someone's rushing you to go to the bathroom and making sure that you hurry up back in, and if it's wet out, you gotta get your feet dried, and they're running, and they're talking at you, and they're talking at each other. And this is a very, very stressful thing because you just woke up. So if you didn't have stress, you've got it now. Yeah, us dogs really have to put up with a lot. So if we go and act out, if we start chewing on things or whatever, when that kind of thing happens in the mornings, it's not necessarily us exhibiting separation anxiety, it's us exhibiting stress from the chaos in the household. It's totally different from separation anxiety. Sometimes we're kind of glad that you're gone because you drive us crazy. And so what you need to kind of try and do is, if everybody gets their stuff together in a central place at night, just get it all together, your keys, your purse, whatever you have to take, and have everything in a central place where while the dog's out, you can get it all together, put it out in the car or whatever, and then come in, set your dog up for the day, and leave. Don't even say goodbye, just leave, and leave a TV or a radio on or something. And that way, we're stress-free. No long goodbyes, no nothing, just go. Now, there's another item that needs to be addressed. A lot of dogs get very destructive and very upset because they don't get enough exercise. And my mom hears it several times a week. We walk that dog 6 times a day. That dog takes half-mile walks 4, 5, 6 times a day. The dog's getting plenty of exercise. No, I'm sorry, the dog is not. And most of the time when my mom probes deeper, it's not even a good walk. Because during that walk, clients let their dog stop and sniff and stop and sniff and stop and sniff, and they're not even getting cardio going. They have to exercise. A dog has to be able to run. And so then it comes down to, what breed is your dog? If you have an active breed of dog or a young pup, no matter what breed, they all need exercise. And if you don't have a fenced-in area to run them really good, at least once a day, you might be causing some of your dog's issues. Did you ever hear the expression, a tired dog is a happy dog? It's very true. And some people say, well, I'm a little bit too old for all that running around, and I just can't be running around in the backyard before I go to work in the morning. I have to get dressed. I have to shower. I have a job. Now, some clients will say, but I don't have a fenced-in yard. Well, you might have a problem then. So you're going to have to find a solution. Either an invisible fence, or some kind of temporary fence, like deer fencing, or borrow a neighbor's yard, or get yourself a really nice training leash that's 15 or 20 foot long. Not a retractable leash that's going to put pressure on the dog's neck, but an actual training leash, like this. And if you do have a fenced-in yard, there's still people will tell my mom excuses. Well, I gotta get ready for work. I get all dressed up. I can't go all getting sweated up. Well, then, in that case, chuck it. Get yourself a chuck it. Chuck-its are wonderful. What's a chuck-it? This is a chuck-it. Pick up about 10, 12, 14 tennis balls. If you know anybody who plays tennis, when their balls start to go a little bit dead, but they're not completely dead, ask them to give them to you. A lot of people play tennis, and you might even be able to get in touch with a tennis court near you and see if they have any older balls that aren't completely dead. A lot of times they give them away to nursing homes and to dog training centers. And then you run your dog until they're just about ready to drop. But you make sure that you do this running when it's below 75 degrees, like early in the morning or in the evening after the sun goes down, so it's a comfortable temperature for your dog to run. And run them. And then you give them a few minutes afterwards so they can go potty, because about 5 or 10 minutes after they get done exercising, they're going to have to go. But a good exercise like that with a chuck, it won't take you more than 5 or 10 minutes. Give the dog another 5 or 10 minutes to go potty. Then let them have a little drink, and then walk out the door. Then you're not going to have a dog that's going to be all stressed out. They're going to be nice and relaxed and want to take a nap. And then lots of times clients will say, but what do I do in the bad weather? Or what do I do if I'm just really not feeling good? Well, that's when you get yourself a laser pointer. Everyone should have a laser pointer. The only issue is only about 70% of dogs really get into laser pointers. I love them. But if your dog gets into a laser pointer, you can just sit down and have your dog chase it around. Just don't point it into your dog's eyes or your child's eyes. Laser pointers rock. So, if you think that your dog suffers from separation anxiety, rethink it. Go over some of the things that we just talked about. Exercise your dog really good. Get your stuff together in the morning. Don't be all hectic and crazy going out. Just key it down a little bit and leave in a pleasant way. It'll be better for you. It'll be better for your dog. And if your dog suffers from true separation anxiety, like you leave them and they just go into a crazy panic because they're without you, then some of these things will also help, but you're going to need some more things along the way, and you can get up with my mom for ideas for some assistance with that. Alright? So that's how my mom makes the big bulk of her money during the week, and you just got it for free. Yay! So I will see you Friday.